Fall is a season of gathering that brings us together with warmth and color. So whether it's a birthday, anniversary, or a special event, celebrate your friends and family with a gorgeous bouquet from 1-800-Flowers.com. 1-800-Flowers makes it easy to find your reason and brighten someone's day with exclusive offers and great values on bouquets and arrangements. To order today, visit 1-800-Flowers.com/tune-in. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/tune-in.
This is MuggleCast, episode 24 for January 23rd, 2006. MuggleCast is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com. See why GoDaddy.com is the #1 domain registrar worldwide. Now with your domain registration, you'll get hosting, a free blog, complete email, and much more. Plus, as a MuggleCast listener, enter code RON, that's RON, when you check out, and get your .com domain name for just $6.95 a year. Get your piece of the internet today at GoDaddy.com. Hello everyone and welcome to the show. This is the place where we bring you the latest in Harry Potter news, theories, discussions, cooking recipes, drum sets, iPods, thumb drives, house keys. It's all right here, bundled into a little hour of your time. I'm Andrew Sims.
I am Ben Shane.
I'm Kevin Steck.
I'm Laura Thompson.
I'm Micah Tannenbaum.
I'm Ciaran.
Hey! I got so excited, my voice almost cracked. New MuggleCaster on this week with us, Ciaran. Ciaran. Welcome, Ciaran.
Hey.
Clearly, you hate me now. Before we go anywhere else, let's check in with Micah for the past 2 weeks' top Harry Potter news stories.
Thanks, Andrew. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire is now situated at number 10 on the list of the highest-grossing films of all time. Chamber of Secrets is in 7th position, having earned $876.7 million. Goblet of Fire has grossed a total of $866 million worldwide. WB has also announced that Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, the IMAX experience, is now IMAX's highest-grossing digital remastered 2D release. It earned a staggering $16 million on 89 screens around the globe. Harry Potter has received several nominations at the 2006 Moviefone and Moviegoer Awards. Nominations are in the areas of Movie of the Year, Actor of the Year, Dan Radcliffe, Actress of the Year, Emma Watson, Best Screen Stealer, Brendan Gleeson, and Vilest Villain, Ralph Fiennes. The 2006 BAFTA nominations have been announced. Goblet of Fire has been nominated in the categories of Production Design, Achievement in Special Visual Effects, and Makeup and Hair. The awards, hosted by Stephen Fry, will be held on February 19th in the Odeon, Leicester Square, London. Warner Bros. Home Video confirmed on January 11th that Goblet of Fire will be released on DVD March 7th. The film will be available as a single disc, a 2-disc special edition, and as part of a collector's set of the first 4 films. Moving on to Order of the Phoenix, Warner Bros. Announced on Tuesday that they have narrowed down the 15,000 Luna Lovegood hopefuls who turned up at the open casting call last Saturday to just 400. Order of the Phoenix casting director Fiona Weir said, "We're really amazed at the response and would like to say a big thank you to everyone who gave up their Saturday. Even though we had many thousands more than anticipated, we were determined to see everyone who came along." And actor Chris Rankin confirmed yesterday that he will be coming back as Percy Weasley for the 5th movie after being absent from Goblet of Fire. In book news, Scholastic has announced that Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince will be released in its paperback form on July 25th for a retail price of $9.99. There will be an initial print run of 2 million copies. And Aaron Lambert, the genius who stole 2 copies of Half-Blood Prince last June, has been sentenced to prison for 4.5 years. The bodybuilder later attempted to sell the books to a Sun newspaper reporter, threatening him with an imitation firearm. Following the incident, Lambert admitted to 2 counts of phoning and blackmailing Harry Potter publisher Bloomsbury. Joe Rowling recently sat down with Tatler magazine for a very in-depth interview. A portion of the interview has been published in the UK newspaper The Telegraph. She discussed everything from her fundraising for multiple sclerosis to the new children's book she has finished. The interview will be published in its entirety in the February 2006 edition of The Tatler. Scans of Joe and the transcript of the interview are available on MuggleNet.com. The author of the Harry Potter series may take part in a charity dinner on January 25th organized by Baroness Emma Nicholson in Bucharest, with the purpose of raising money for children in European orphanages. A public TV station will also interview the Harry Potter author. The program will air Wednesday, January 25th at 9:50 p.m. Finally, Pottercaster John Noe set fire to his dorm room while trying to cook dinner. The building had to be evacuated. Noe later admitted he wasn't really cooking, but attempting to destroy a set of Horcrux in the back of the stove. That's all the news for this January 23rd, 2006 edition of MuggleCast. Back to the show.
Thank you, Micah. So, first of all, we need to apologize to everyone. I guess apologize, because people were
For
upset.
what? They
we
were very upset.
we duped everyone by not showing up last week for the show. We were a little busy. We had some scheduling problems. Not everyone could be on at the same time, so we're sorry, I guess.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be sorry. We've put out 31 shows for the past since early August. Give us a break, please.
Actually, Andrew had a hot date at sophomore cotillion. Ooh.
Are you saying that the show can't go on without me, Ben?
No, I'm saying that there are other scheduling conflicts, but your particular scheduling conflict was the lamest of all.
Yeah, it was.
The lamest of the lame.
Sorry, I had a life. Announcements. Last week, instead of bringing you the new show, we brought you a MuggleCast remix created by Eric Skull. He wanted us to plug it because he did really do a great job on it, and he put a lot of time on it. So definitely give it a listen. You can download it on MuggleCast.com. We didn't put it in the feed because we weren't sure if everyone would want to get it. But it is really good, so check it out. Also, Mike Tan has a quick update on the transcripts for us.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of emails asking where the last, I think, about 3 transcripts are. And they're on the new MuggleCast.com site. We have a cool little update box that Andrew put on there. And that has the most recent transcript in it, as well as the transcript link in the navigation bar. Because we're not updating MuggleNet.com's main page anymore when we release our transcripts. They're only going to be on MuggleCast.com.
Thanks, Micah.
So thank you. Yeah, so that whole update, that tab bar thing, I don't even know what to call it, at the top of MuggleCast.com, the main page, that has all the little latest news updates and stuff like that.
It's called
So
Pure
we encourage
Genius, is what it's called, Andrew.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you. So we encourage everyone to check that often to stay updated with what's going on around the site and the show. So let's jump right into the main discussion this week, which would be, as promised, Hagrid, Rubeus Hagrid. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Yep. Rubeus. According to the Scholastic Pronunciation Guide, it's Rubeus.
Well,
According to the movies,
Rubeus.
it's Rubeus.
Rubeus Hagrid. Well, so let's give you a little bit of information about Hagrid. He's a half-blood. His mother is Fridwulfa, one of the last British remaining giants. His father was a Muggle, and she abandoned his family when Hagrid was only 3 years old.
Aww.
His dad died in 1941 to 1942 during Hagrid's second year at Hogwarts. Hagrid has a brother, half-giant brother named Grop, who actually has become civilized in the last book. He was raised by his human father and orphaned in his second year at Hogwarts. By the way, I made a mistake. His father was not a Muggle. His father was a wizard, so please don't spam my inbox. Hagrid has a love for very dangerous creatures. Think like dragons, Acromantulas with giant spiders, Hippogriffs, big giant dogs, 3-headed dogs. Yeah, and Hagrid's a big, fluffy, lovable guy, and we all love him. Right, guys?
Right.
Yep.
So, what is up with his love for magical creatures? Why does he have such a love for them?
I think it's because he can sort of identify with them, because people see them as, as dangerous, obviously, and people would see Hagrid as being dangerous because he's part giant. And I think that Hagrid always talks about how he can see himself in Harry. So I think he likes to be close with creatures and people that he can identify with.
Not only that, it has a lot to do with, like you're saying, he can identify with them because they're outcasts. People think they're dangerous. They don't belong with the rest of society, and they think the same thing about him.
Not to mention, a lot of the creatures he gets aren't dangerous to him because of his size.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, they're intimidated. By
yeah. So, I mean, they're dangerous to wizards and muggles, but to Hagrid, it's just a normal creature.
So really, he's perfect for the position at Hogwarts that he currently is in.
So yeah, he develops a love for all these creatures because I think Laura and I both already hit it on the head that the reason he likes them is because he is able to identify with them, and that he was an outcast, they were an outcast, they are outcasts. So he has to find someone like him or something like him, because I doubt he had many friends while he was at Hogwarts, because they thought he opened the Chamber of Secrets. They thought he was trying to petrify everyone. Speaking of which, since he was expelled his second year, what do you guys think about his magical ability, I guess you'd say?
It's very
Limited?
Limited,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that's the word. He really doesn't have a great knowledge of magic, and I think that's one of the reasons why he identifies with magical creatures, because there's really no need for a vast knowledge in dark arts to control him.
What was Hagrid doing the night of Voldemort's demise? We all know he met with Sirius to get the motorbike and to go get... Well, that was actually after his demise, but he had to end up going to get Harry, actually. And he stole Sirius Black's motorcycle. What do you guys think went on that night?
I don't know, because there's a whole day lost in there.
Well, I think that Hagrid was always considered to be one of Dumbledore's most trusted friends.
He
And-
trusted him with the Sorcerer's Stone, too.
Exactly. So
obviously...
So I think that whatever he was doing, it was vital to the Order, and Dumbledore would trust him with it.
Yeah, because
Of
I mean,
course.
you notice at the beginning of Sorcerer's Stone, McGonagall says, "Would you trust Hagrid with why would you trust Hagrid with such a thing?" And the Dumbledore says, "Professor McGonagall, I would trust Hagrid with my life."
Why, though? What developed that trust?
There had to be some.
Well, I mean, you look at Hagrid, he was...
Maybe he's just
I know.
been reliable over the years.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's served as gamekeeper for years and years, and Dumbledore had plenty of time to get to know him, not to mention Hagrid is fiercely loyal. I mean, he has never once in the books broken an alliance to someone that he promised one to.
Yeah, and the thing about that is do you think that... Why do you think Hagrid was in Gryffindor? Don't you think he should have been a Hufflepuff because of the whole loyalty thing?
Well, he's really brave,
Yeah.
too. I mean,
Yeah, but you never know, because we never got a chance to see what Hagrid would have developed with magically. So it's possible that he has some skill that we don't know because he was kicked out of school too early.
Yeah, but we also know that you can have multiple traits that
Talents,
apply
yeah.
to different houses. You know, we see Hermione, who the Sorting Hat considered putting her into Ravenclaw. So it's entirely possible that Hagrid could have some Hufflepuff traits, but I think his bravery pretty much outweighs that and would make sense for him being in Gryffindor.
Is there still a question about, is it really a big deal what happened with the motorcycle? Where the motorcycle went?
Didn't Jo say we were going to find out? It seems like she did, but I can't remember.
I just don't see
I don't
what's
see
the
the
big deal about
significance.
finding out.
I don't
Who
think
cares?
it's
Yeah.
I don't really think it's going to be a major plot point. It just might be something that Harry inherits.
It's
Okay, I also don't see the significance of the order of the names on the map, but you guys like to discuss that. Actually, I heard Voldemort. He strolls downtown London and picks up chicks on a motorcycle.
So that's where it went.
yeah.
No, but at least the map had some sort of backing to it. The motorcycle, it's just stupid.
It's a Horcrux.
It's like where did
Yeah, it's a
the
Horcrux.
bed sheets go that Mrs. Weasley talked about in book 2? Nobody cares. You're supposed to laugh at that. You applause.
Well, I don't like I said, it's not a major plot point, but it just might be something that Harry would like to have eventually.
It could be like whimsical, like the kind of thing that she brings up just for fun.
yeah.
kinda.
Maybe Harry and Ginny ride off on the motorcycle in the end.
Then this has been the Pointless Discussion number 654.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. What do you guys think that Hagrid knows about Tom Riddle? Because they went to school together, obviously.
And they had some social contact. We know that because Tom Riddle spoke to Hagrid, so he was familiar with him.
And
So-
he framed him, so he
yeah.
had to know him somehow.
I don't know. I mean, I don't,
Why was Hagrid chosen to be framed by Tom Riddle? Why did Tom Riddle choose him?
because Hagrid is an easy target. People are
That's
very,
what I thought too.
They're very
Yeah,
willing to
he is.
believe that Hagrid is evil because of his giant blood. So
He's a big oaf.
Not to mention that he's pretty gullible.
he is,
You know?
yeah. He's almost too trusting.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the dragon, when he meets with the person in the Hogshead in Book 1, and he wins a dragon egg off of him, and he gets really drunk, and he tells him about Fluffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pretty much it was the reason that Quirrell managed to figure out how to get to the Sorcerer's Stone.
Try to get it.
Yeah, almost.
But we didn't finish asking what does Hagrid know about him? But I think we can conclude from that, from what we've seen, not very much. Maybe personality.
Especially since he was manipulated. So
Yeah.
what he does know probably isn't real.
Well, about the Horcruxes, could he possibly know anything after spending some time at school with them?
Locations? Well, yeah, you would think so. The Horcruxes relate to parts of Voldemort, and if I think Hagrid would be useful for that. But then there's the question: why hasn't Hagrid given any of this information?
But does Hagrid know?
To say Harry?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't.
Well,
How
anything.
would he know, though?
We haven't even heard if
Yeah, but
Hagrid
see,
doesn't.
the
How
thing
would
is
he know
that-
about Horcruxes?
Yeah, the Horcruxes were...
Maybe not Horcruxes in general.
Yeah, but I think the
anything.
Horcruxes
Any
are one of
information
those
about
things that if he was told about them, he would go back in his memory and go, wait, I remember something. The kind of thing that, brings up memories that at first you didn't think it was suspicious, but when you get more information, it tends to be. You know what I mean?
But he hasn't been approached about it
Right.
at all, right?
But
It would be stupid for him to tell Hagrid about it because Hagrid can't keep his mouth shut.
Yeah.
it's true.
Not to mention, I have a sneaking suspicion that if he did tell Hagrid, Hagrid would be dead by now.
Yeah.
Why would Voldemort tell Hagrid?
Exactly, he wouldn't.
Why would he say, "Hey Hagrid, I plan on
Yeah,
splitting
but
my soul
I
into a million
think-
pieces
I
and
th-
conquering the world"?
No. But I mean, any information that could suggest where he would have put it. Like if Hagrid always saw him hanging out in a certain spot, or was always
A certain
obsessed
item,
with like,
or... Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
focusing
he'd
on a
always
certain item
he
as
was
he
always
goes.
sitting in the corner of the Great Hall with a t-shirt on that says, "I'm making a Horcrux over here." And
No, no. I see what Ben's saying, though.
That's all we
How much
mean.
attention would Hagrid have really paid to him? I mean, it's not like they. It's
But
not
you
like
never
they were
know.
best
We-
friends or
we
anything.
gotta ask
It's
Hagrid.
not like they
okay,
talked on a
in
regular
your high
basis.
school, Andrew, tell me, in your high school, do you walk around like writing down the habits and the particular objects that people are obsessed with?
No, but there are people that you see on a daily basis that I'm not saying act
But,
weird or
yeah,
anything.
but
but
their actions seem normal at the time, but
yeah, you can tell. You can tell what they're, like.
you
if someone's always sitting in this one corner, like, drawing out little sketches of the school, something's up.
As far as we know, he really
Yeah.
only made one Horcrux while he was at school. Right.
that's an assumption. I mean, we
Well-
really have no proof on how many he made or if he made.
Well, I think he probably only made one. And why? Okay, why would he? He's not a stupid person. He would know that someone might catch on if he's always obsessing over a trophy in the trophy room or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't think that it takes that much time that it would seem he was obsessing. I think he would make his
Okay,
mark.
if
where
he was going to make a Horcrux, he would do it secretly. I
Of
mean,
course.
he's not going to.
Of course, but does he need to see a trophy to know that the trophy is there and to know where he's going to go to make the Horcrux? Does he need to?
I have no idea.
But what
Do I
I'm
look
saying
like-
is, he may
Do I
show
look like
no.
Joe?
He may show no indication of obsessing over an item and then just create the Horcrux.
But doesn't the item have to be nearby?
It
Of
does
course.
have to be nearby, but that's what I'm saying. If, for example, it was a trophy, he knows the trophy is there. So when he's ready to create the Horcrux, he goes to the trophy room and creates a Horcrux.
This is
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
And I'm sure
No,
when he went to the trophy room to make a Horcrux, he invited Hagrid along too.
Oh, stop being sarcastic. It's the personality thing. It's just you can
What?
what's the word I'm looking for? You can gather information about a person just by observing.
Yeah, but how
what
much
they
does
do at
Hagrid
certain
observe?
points of the day or
I mean,
whatever.
how much does he observe of other students?
I don't know. We need to ask him. That's
we need
what
to
I'm
ask
saying.
him. Hagrid's going to be on MuggleCast next week.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Hagrid's parents? We already discussed how his father was a wizard and his mom was a giant. I mean, the conception of Hagrid must have not been pretty. But
let's not go into that. Please.
Thanks, Ben.
what about the relationship with his brother, though? Grop.
Well, I think it must be pretty strong for him to endure like what Grubb put him through in book 5. You know, he had bruises nearly every day, so he must be beating him up pretty hard. So I think we can gather from that it's pretty strong, and I think Grubb would definitely be an asset in book 7 in like the fight against Voldemort.
Now, do you think Grubb is going to play a role in convincing other giants to join the cause rather than Hagrid?
I think it's a lost cause, personally.
Do you?
Me neither.
See, the thing is that Hagrid has been kept around until this book. I mean, we've been predicting he'll die every book for 2 books.
That's just people are a-holes. They want him to
I know,
die.
but J.K. Rowling herself said that she keeps characters around because they have purpose. If they don't have a purpose, she's not going to show them, mention them, or, deal with them. So
kills
why
of course
is
Hagrid has a purpose. Hagrid has a purpose because he's Harry's one of Harry's mentors. Just because.
Well, so was
just because-
Dumbledore.
just because I know. No. Listen. She had a reason for killing Dumbledore. She wouldn't kill Hagrid because Harry's taken enough blows as it is, and Hagrid's sort of like a
But that's not
fatherly
real
figure to
life,
him.
though. That's not real life. The thing, she always tries to portray real life, and just because someone is a mentor doesn't stop them from dying.
It's true.
Okay.
Shot down, Ben.
That is not really shot down because that's nothing to do with what I was even talking about. I was saying
but it's true.
that
I mean-
Hagrid still has a purpose in the series. And if you want to talk about real life, last time I checked, there wasn't a school where people are running around shooting spells at each other. So
No, that's
you can
not what
just
I'm
back
saying.
Down.
Well, okay, Hagrid is a lifeline to Harry because he's one of his mentors. And he's always there for Harry when Harry's in some problem, difficulty. Harry goes down to his hut and blah, 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 blah. But so is Dumbledore and
Exactly.
Sirius. They are both
So
mentors
why is
for him,
Hagrid
too.
still around
So-
when they aren't?
Because,
Why is he
she's not going
special?
to kill everybody. Why is that third-year kid who was...
We know that.
Why is
Ben-
Ernie McMillan still around?
Ben, why
is
would she have-
Justin Finch Fletchley still around?
Kid
Why
legend.
is...
But Ben,
Why
why
is
would
Filch
she?
still around?
Why do you think there's a limitation for her to kill only one character per book?
There isn't a limitation. Multiple people die per book.
Yeah, but one major.
But one
character.
major. It's one major character.
Who cares?
Although I think
Because
it's...
there's still
I think in
purpose
books-
to that character. Just like Dumbledore was kept around in book 5 because he had to show Harry the Horcruxes, Hagrid
Okay,
has
I
a
think
purpose
you
in
guys-
book 7.
Hagrid isn't that major of a character.
Yes, he
anyways.
is. Who is the first magical character that Harry ever meets?
Okay, that's fine, but
Okay, so
his
that
role in the
character's not
books has
significant?
diminished.
Of course.
No, his
it's-
role in the books they've diminished. And
But that's what I'm
you
saying,
always
he's
you're
got-
trying to make a connection here, which doesn't even
No,
make
no,
sense. You're
all
trying to
I'm
act like
saying-
Hagrid
I
is the key to
disagree.
the series.
I don't. No. Hagrid's role has not diminished. We haven't seen him as much because I think he's been doing other things,
I
especially
agree.
going out and trying to gather the giants in book 5.
He's gonna throw rock cakes at Voldemort. That's what he's gonna do.
I think it's either to deal with the giants or to help Harry directly fight Voldemort in some way. Like play a
Okay,
very
just because he's still around doesn't mean that he has this ultimate purpose in the end.
I think it makes sense for Hagrid to die in book 7 because I'm going to talk about my pattern again. Listen, there's one significant character that dies in the past 2 books. Sirius was very important to Harry, and he died in book 5. Dumbledore was very important to Harry, and he died in book 6. Now, wouldn't it make sense that the only other really important character besides Ron and Hermione is Hagrid? Right? Is there anyone else that's really important to
Yeah.
Harry, like a
The
mentor?
Weasleys.
So, according to my pattern, my calculations, the Weasleys, I don't know, that they're sort of separated because
Okay, Mike is definitely
Lupin's
tearing
not a
you down.
mentor as much
Mike
as
is
anyone
tearing
else. Lupin is
Mike
not a
Mike has just
mentor
destroyed
as
your
much
pattern,
as Lupin is not as much of a mentor
But
as
he is a
Hagrid
mentor.
is. So according to my yes, but not as major. I'm just saying it would make sense that Hagrid would kick the can in
Why?
Book 7.
Honestly,
Because
I don't
he's
know if
such-
he's gonna die.
Because he's Harry's final lifeline inside the school.
Honestly, I don't know if he's going to die, but I do think he's going to play some role.
I agree.
Okay, Sherlock
I'm sorry.
Holmes.
I just think it would make sense.
No, let's do a roll call.
Hagrid dying.
Who believes that Hagrid is going
Hagrid-
to play a significant role? Laura?
Yeah, well, all of us. I think we all do.
Ben doesn't.
But
No, Ben
is Ben.
Ben is okay. Okay.
What, Ben? Go ahead.
You guys are definitely misconstruing my viewpoint on this. What I am saying is that you guys have to find an ulterior reason for everything. There's always something else that has to be going on. Hagrid is still around just because he's not 85 and he's not dead yet. It's not like J.K. Rowling decided to say, well, I haven't killed Hagrid off for this reason. Of course, he's still going to have some purpose in the final book, and it may be to mentor Harry, but being a mentor could be enough because Harry's had multiple mentors killed off already. Why would she kill off another? And also, like you said,
Because look at my pattern.
I haven't seen
Clearly.
your pattern. I haven't seen your pattern.
I'm gonna draw a picture of it.
And we'll include that in the show notes?
Yes.
Okay. A picture of Andrew's pattern.
Hagrid dying would tear him apart more than many other people in the books.
I think so, too.
So, and Sirius dying tore him apart, and so did Dumbledore.
Why doesn't Joe just kill everyone?
That's what I'm saying.
It's
This
a
is
good
what should
idea.
happen. It'd be an easy way to end Book 7. There'd be no
What
more
is-
mysteries.
What is
Apocalypse.
your Andrew? What does your pattern say about this?
Everyone dying, my pattern says slim to none.
Aww.
The ratio, it's a little bit off.
What do you think? Okay, Hagrid was expelled in his 3 years. Where did he go immediately following his expulsion? Did he immediately become gamekeeper, assistant gamekeeper to Og, or was it that he ran away from the school and he?
I think at the very least he was he had some involvement with Dumbledore.
Oh, really? Really? Did it take you a long time to think that one up?
Yeah, it did. No, but seriously, like direct contact, where to the point where Dumbledore set up whatever he was doing.
You mean the groundskeeping?
Yeah, well, not necessarily the groundskeeping at first. Maybe where he was living, where what he was doing in his spare time, stuff like that.
I think
Well,
he
I'm sure-
definitely hung around at Hogwarts.
Yeah, well, I was thinking in between after graduating and getting his job there, that's when he really spent some time. Maybe he lived in the woods and was like a total
Hermit.
outcast.
Neanderthal.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
just-
Dumbledore would let him do that, though.
I don't think
No,
so either.
I mean,
Yeah.
just learning about creatures and living among them.
Well,
being a
I
part
think
of
that
their
I would
community.
think that Dumbledore would promote his interest in magical creatures and maybe hint at where he should go and what books he should read and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Can Hagrid read?
I would hope so. He
Okay.
did go to school for a couple
Wasn't
years.
Yeah, he can, because in the first book he wrote a letter to Dumbledore.
Yep.
Oh,
See,
oops.
shot
Couldn't he
down.
like not spell though? Wasn't it
Yeah,
like poorly written?
he has poor spelling.
Yeah, but he can still read.
And at like a 5th grade level.
There's a really silly question here that I'm seeing in the chat here. Did Hagrid always want to be a groundskeeper? How much does he know about the grounds? Well, the thing about him, did he always want to be a groundskeeper? I doubt it was his dream. It's like if someone works at McDonald's. Did he always want to work at McDonald's? No, he didn't. But he sort of got forced into that position because he wasn't able to get the rest of his education.
Yeah,
but
but I think he loves it.
He likes it
it's
now.
a job. It's potentially a job that he may not have seen himself in the beginning, but now he just loves it. Kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's something that grew on him, maybe.
and I don't think we'll ever know what he could have potentially been because he got expelled.
But how much does he know about the grounds of the school?
We don't know.
I think he's who mentioned this yesterday?
Ciaran, I think.
Or 2 days ago. About Filch being
Oh,
to
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Filch knows basically the whole of Hogwarts, like inside, and I'd say Hagrid like knows everywhere outside. So I think, yeah, he's basically the equivalent of like the knowledge of what Filch knows inside.
I think that makes sense because you got to have someone who's completely experienced with the grounds outside, and being that Hagrid is the groundskeeper, I think it's sort of a no-brainer there.
I think if he wasn't expelled in third year, I think one of the jobs he might have liked is what Charlie does, dragon keeping. But I'm sure he's happy with groundskeeping.
It's not a paying job, I don't think. Do you think he gets paid? Not like it really matters, but...
Well, he's a teacher now anyway, so...
Yeah. So bringing in the big dough.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
What do you guys think about Robbie Coltrane and how he's portrayed Hagrid in the movies? I think he's done an excellent job, and he's sort of what I
do
Oh,
too.
yeah, definitely. I think he's one of the only characters that have been portrayed perfectly. Like,
I
to
agree,
the dot, you know.
definitely.
Rubeus Hagrid. Keeper of the
I love that
keys.
voice. Yeah, it really is perfect. And he looks great in the role, and he's just a good person. Ciaran, did you talk to him on the red carpet?
No, actually, I was talking to someone else, and he walked by. But he's actually pretty
okay.
funny. I was talking to David Bradley, the guy who plays Filch, and he came up and behind him and pulled his hair for some random reason.
Doesn't he have like a ponytail or something?
David Bradley.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has pretty long hair.
Oh, okay.
But
He
Robbie
pulled it.
Coltrane is- yeah, I don't know why.
Hi, this is Madison from New Jersey. I live right near Medford, Andrew. Anyway, I have a question about Hagrid. What is the job of the Keeper of the Keys? We haven't actually seen Hagrid keep keys since the Sorcerer's Stone. And where did he get Harry's key? Thanks, and I love the show. Bye.
I think he still has the keys. They just don't get mentioned because there's been no purpose.
And
Yeah.
Harry's key, I think that's obvious. I think it came from Dumbledore.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
not Dumbledore. I'm sure.
For the vault we're talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Harry's parents had their affairs in order because they knew they might get killed soon.
Yeah.
So they probably told Dumbledore, "Hey, if we die, Harry gets everything. Here's his key." That type of thing.
But what is a Keeper of the Keys? Like, is there any doors that we haven't seen that are important to Hogwarts?
He's just in charge of handling the keys. It's like a management
What else is
position.
there to it? He has the key to the Quidditch broom closet. I bet he has.
He's got the key to happiness and
Yeah, but-
joy.
I think the reason why they ask is because they make it out to be a very large title, like Keeper of the Keys.
Well, based
you
off
know?
the way you and Laura were acting earlier, it seems to me he'd have the key to the series.
Okay.
I think it's just a clever title because it's Keeper of the Keys. What's the term for that?
Janitor.
Janitor.
No. I mean the English term, alliteration or the
Yeah, alliteration,
Yeah.
the K.
yeah.
So you think it's just simply he has the keys and he controls them?
Pretty
Yeah, there's
much.
nothing to it.
Okay.
Stop overanalyzing, guys.
Hey, that's what
We're
we do.
overanalyzing.
I guess you know what we're doing.
I agree. I think that it's just a job that Dumbledore gave him.
I think
Yeah.
we're burning into people's minds that they have to overanalyze everything. Because, they listen to us for an hour and a half.
Well, they do.
They do have to
Whatever.
overanalyze everything.
Apparently, I'm not funny anymore.
You aren't.
Oh,
You never
next,
were
next
funny.
voicemail.
Oh.
Yeah, right. I am
Okay.
freaking hilarious.
Hi, I'm Freddie from London, England, and I was just wondering what you thought the chances of Hagrid dying in the seventh book were, as he does have a close relationship with Harry, and whenever Harry forms a bond with someone, they always seem to die, which is the reason he broke it off with Ginny. Which brings me on to Ginny. Do you think there's possibility of Ginny being a Horcrux for the seventh book, as she did handle Tom Riddle's diary? She is a seventh child, and she's a magical number. Well, that is a magical number, and she. that guy, did say she had unusual talent. Bye.
I agree with Freddie there, and this is what we talked about earlier. Harry is very close to Hagrid, so I think it would
Let's just kill him.
make sense.
I'm gonna kill him.
Well, you never know.
I'm gonna kill
You never
Hagrid.
know. Okay.
You're going to kill Hagrid?
Yeah.
But as for that second part of the question, Ginny Weasley being a Horcrux.
Not a chance.
Yeah,
No,
how
I don't
could he
think
make
so.
Ginny a Horcrux? if
Exactly.
He wasn't
and
even alive in human form.
Exactly, and I believe that he created all 7 Horcruxes or Horcrux before he died.
He had to have.
Yeah.
Hi, MuggleCast. This is Lily from Massachusetts, and I have a question about Hagrid. My sister thinks he's going to become the next headmaster after Dumbledore died, but I think she's crazy. So, anyway, I really don't think that's going to happen. Well, do you think he's going to stay at Hogwarts now that Dumbledore's dead? Because he said that if there are students that he could teach, then he'd stay, but is Hogwarts really going to stay open? And what can he do for the Order if he doesn't stay? I mean, what can he do to help the good guys' side, if you will? Thanks so much. I love your show.
Hagrid as a headmaster. I don't think that would work out very well.
Yeah.
No.
How old is your sister? Tell her to listen to MuggleCast more. Yeah, I think the best chance is for McGonagall to become the headmaster. Headmistress.
Yeah, let's
Excuse
not
me.
use gendered language here.
As for what he would do you think... I don't know.
Of course he'll stay at Hogwarts.
I think
he wouldn't
he'll
abandon
stay.
it.
Hogwarts is his home.
I know, Hogwarts is really, it's really the only home he's ever known.
Well, he's going to stay at Hogwarts, but what is he going to do what is his classification going to be?
Keeper of the keys.
I think this leads into another voicemail I have somewhere around here.
Here.
I like how Kevin asks he has a pile of them and he puts them in his cassette player and hits play.
Yeah. Hey, no. That's a good point. Let's play that voicemail now.
Yeah, my name is Ryan Moore. I live in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I had a question. I noticed your next topic will be about Rubeus Hagrid, and I was curious if you guys think that with Professor McGonagall now as the headmistress of Hogwarts after Dumbledore died, and that who will be the next Gryffindor head of house. I think it'll be Hagrid. To me, he seems to have his choice. Wondering what you guys think, and hope you haven't already answered it. Thanks.
Oh yeah, that is a good question.
Well, what I think is that Hagrid might actually... there's a possibility he would. I think Slughorn, if Hogwarts is open, I think that Slughorn is going to resume his position as the Slytherin head of house, and... Well, who better than Hagrid to become the Gryffindor head of house? Who else is there? Or is it possible for McGonagall to be head of house and headmistress?
I don't think so. I don't think so because
either.
it would show favoritism,
Yeah, exactly. So, I think that's a possibility. Distinct
Good question, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so that wraps up all of our Hagrid discussion. Now let's go over to the regular voicemails.
Hi guys, this is Holly from Arkansas. I'm just listening to you on my way to work this morning, and I had a question about Goblet of Fire. In the chapter with the faux glass, Snape, Dumbledore, McGonagall are all reflected in Moody's faux glass, or not Moody's faux glass. And I didn't know what that meant. Does that mean they're all on the same side? That's my question. Thanks.
I don't think so.
I don't
think the faux glass is a long-term type thing. I think I think it just applies to present. To a
I don't
present
think
type
it
sense.
shows allegiances. I think it shows
who's against you
who's
at that
against
time.
a person at that time, exactly.
Yeah.
Hi, MuggleCast. This is Carolyn calling from Paris, France, not Texas. I wanted to bring up the fact that Harry has attempted to use the Cruciatus curse on more than one occasion because nobody seems to be bothered by this. Now, as we all know, the successful use of this curse merits a lifetime sentence in Azkaban. Doesn't it follow that the attempted use, like attempted murder, is a crime as well? And on a moral level, does it worry or bother you that Harry tried to cast it? Thanks.
On a moral level, I don't really think so because he was extremely mad both times, and I think the fact that he wasn't able to do it shows that he doesn't have enough hatred to do it.
Yep.
Because
I agree.
like Bellatrix said, you have to actually mean it. You have to want to see them scream, want to inflict pain on them, and he doesn't have enough hate in him to do it.
But I think it does worry us that he has that temper, that he would do that, because he's aware of what the consequences are, right? So, you get what I'm saying here?
Yeah, but he was trying to defend himself.
I know, but doesn't the rules?
Yeah, but I find it hard to believe that if a Death Eater is about to kill you and you use a killing curse on them and they die, you would be sent to Azkaban.
Yeah,
I find it very hard to believe.
Well, there's an exception. Of course there's an exception. Kind of like if someone breaks into your house and has a gun and you shoot them with your gun, you're not going to get sent to prison for it because you're defending yourself.
Exactly.
It's kind of like how if you can kill someone or like shoot someone if you believe that your life or the life of someone else is in danger.
Yep. I agree.
This is Kelly from California. Do you think that Snape used legomancy to communicate with Dumbledore on the astronomy tower? Because on page 595, it said that Snape gazed at Dumbledore for a moment before he got killed. Thanks. Bye.
I think they definitely were. If it's true that they had planned this beforehand, that Snape would kill Dumbledore. I think Dumbledore let Snape read his mind and urge Snape to go ahead with it and just kill him and not be weak.
So do you think it's possible that there wasn't a unbreakable vow like we were predicting, and rather just a communication between Snape and Dumbledore? Because that's another possibility. Well, in the previous episode we said that Dumbledore and Snape possibly had an unbreakable vow between the two of them.
Yeah.
Where if Dumbledore was ever in a position, if Snape was ever in a position where Dumbledore's life over Snape's own position was questioned, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It would be Dumbledore's life. You would take Dumbledore's life.
Well, no, I think what you're trying to say is assuming that Snape is innocent.
Did that make any sense? I think
they were probably
construed that one.
speaking to each other on a different platform than out loud.
Well, I'm not only saying that. I'm saying that is it possible that instead of what we predicted as an unbreakable vow, it was actually just a simple communication between the two of them?
That's possible too.
Yeah, I think so, especially because that whole Cerberus please line, I think it was more of a reminder.
Cerberus?
Cerberus, whatever.
Cerberus.
Whatever, that line is the same line, we mentioned this last time, that is said by Narcissa in Spinner's End. So I think by Dumbledore saying that exact same line in that chapter, he was reminding Snape of the unbreakable vow he had with Narcissa and that he had to go through with it.
Okay, so that wraps up this week's voicemails. Good job, everyone. Good job, everyone.
Let's duel it up, guys. Let's duel it up.
Ben, you want to duel it up, Ben? You want to duel it up?
Let's duel it up.
Let's duel this, Ben. Arthur, here's a few that we've picked out this week. Arthur versus Lucius.
Arthur. Actually,
no.
Hold on a second. In ancient mythology, wasn't there a King Lucius that killed a King Arthur? I'm not kidding.
I think there's something.
We'll try it the other way
that.
around. Yeah, Arthur killed Lucius.
Yes, Arthur's a rather big king.
I'm not sure how much magical. We haven't really seen how talented Arthur is when it comes to magic, really. Apart from the fact that we know he can enchant, Muggle things like cars to fly. So I'm assuming he must be pretty powerful.
He's still a full-grown wizard.
Mm-hmm.
But still, if Lucius is a Death Eater, there's no question about it that he could.
Okay, okay. That is the stupidest reasoning I've ever heard in my life. Too.
Well, why? Who says Arthur? Are you kidding me? He does nothing.
You make it sound like Arthur, like the TV show on PBS. He's that bad.
Arthur Weasley. I used to love that show. But
so
Arthur. No, Arthur Weasley. We haven't, like Laura said, we haven't seen anything out of him. So how can you assume that he would?
We haven't seen anything out of Lucius either. We saw him. Okay.
Yeah, well, we've seen him in Chamber of Secrets, and he's a Death Eater, so he must have some magical skills.
Arthur's a member of the Order, so should he.
No, No.
No, but there's a difference. Dumbledore will let anyone who wants to help into the Order.
Yeah.
See, with Voldemort, you have to
Weasley's
have some sort of talent.
Not true. How the hell is Wormtail in there if you have to have some kind of talent?
It's true.
It's because he's a servant. Voldemort will take any type of help he can get when it comes to things that benefit him.
Okay, you guys are definitely making flawed
That's a good
connections.
point. Why would Voldemort say no if he's going to be able to help him?
Yeah, that's the same thing that the Order does. Then you can't. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you said, well,
so
Laura,
just because
okay,
Arthur's
then Laura's falling all over herself in contradictions because she says, well, you said that you have to be talented to get into. You said that Dumbledore let Hagrid, not Hagrid, but
does
let
Voldemort
Arthur
let
into the Order because he can help her out.
Let's play it back.
Ben.
Let's play it. Micah, read that back for me.
Does Voldemort let Wormtail go out and fight for him? No, he doesn't. That's the thing. Dumbledore will choose people according to their particular talents, and he will assign them different tasks.
Well,
Voldemort
same exact thing that Dumbledore does. Yes, it is.
No, I'm saying...
Yes.
Yeah, but we always take from what we know, and from what we know, Arthur's nothing.
Exactly.
Well, honestly, guys... I don't think we know enough about Arthur to make a clear judgment on whether he'd win.
We know Ron isn't good at magic, so does it run in the family that all of them aren't good at magic? Because Draco's probably better than Ron is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lucius is...
Wait, but Arthur was good enough to stand guard in the Ministry of Magic. He must obviously be...
Stand guard, but did he do anything? He works in the Ministry of Magic.
If you're standing guard this... Not to mention he's at the Ministry of Magic, so...
He would have an excuse for being down there, well, at least in the Ministry, because he works there.
Yeah, it's not like
Whereas
alert other people. Well, he could be. He could have been. That's stupid. What? Ben, you're out of your mind.
You're out of your mind.
No, you're out of your mind.
Well, then stop making a judgment.
I don't know. I really don't think we know enough about Arthur to make a clear judgment.
Next.
I don't.
Did your pattern tell you that, too?
No, but looking back, okay, Arthur the Aardvark is to Arthur Weasley. So they're both weak. Period. How about Hermione versus Ginny? I think this would be another cat fight, like McGonagall and Umbridge.
I think so too.
We spoke about.
Oh yeah. Cool. No, I didn't.
It'd be pretty sweet, man. No, but I don't know. This is sort of like with the first one. We haven't seen much out of Ginny, as we haven't out of Arthur. Like Mike brought up, it could run in the family that all of them are bad at magic, sort of like Ron is. So,
I don't think so either. I think she's
But have we seen?
I don't think Ginny's bad at magic, though. Well, we know that Ginny used that Bat Bogey curse and got them out of the grips of Umbridge and all of her inquisitorial squad.
I think the word for her would be clever.
So she can't be that bad.
Be a little more devious in her methods, you know.
Well, so is Hermione, don't you think?
No, I think Hermione is a little more direct. I think
she
clever
thinks before
too.
She leaps, unlike Ron.
Things.
Like what?
I don't have any specific examples.
I put you on the spot.
Like, for example, in Book 4 on page 350... I don't have any specific examples.
You haven't memorized that?
Well, I think we have to assume that Hermione would win, because we don't know enough about Ginny, but we know that she's a year below Hermione. So, I'd say Hermione would definitely win.
I would say so too.
I think that's
this week
assumption.
we are going to make an indefinite postponing of Spy on Spards, because Guys Everson has become so boring over the past 2 weeks. It's just like, there's like nothing going on, so that we could talk about. So if you want us to spy on a random person, on someone that you want to know more about, whether it's a MuggleNet staffer, whether it's some famous celebrity, we'll look into it. Actually, no, make it a MuggleNet staffer. If you want to spy on Jamie, or you want to spy on whoever, send your spy-ons to MuggleCast at staff.mugglenet.com. So now, in light of Jamie not being here, let's start a new segment.
Oh God.
It's not Jamie's British joke of the day. It's Ciaran's Irish joke of the day.
Okay.
Ciaran, you got one for us?
Yeah, I got one. Okay. How can you tell if an Irish man is having a good time?
How?
He's doubling over with laughter.
Wow, thanks for that, Ciaran.
We're sad.
Womp 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 womp.
That was good.
Oh yeah, Andrew, we almost forgot. Last week we did an interview with Melissa,
And Ellie?
who made it to the second. No, not in Ellie. Melissa Blank. We never got her last name, but she made it to the second.
We do. You don't. We're not gonna say it though.
She made it to the last round, not the last round, the second round of auditions for Luna Lovegood. So let's hope she gets in. But we have a little interview with her. She talks about the auditions, the process she went through, how she's excited about it. So let's play that now.
So Melissa, tell us how you became interested in applying for this role.
Well, I was with my family in the United States because my mum died from cancer a few years ago. And every January we go to visit my parents. I found out about the auditions through MuggleNet, and I begged my aunt to get me a plane back home. So I went back home, and I went with one of my friends, and we went to the audition at like 5:30 in the morning, and I spent most of the line away. She kept on having to wake me up so I could get in. And then I just basically said where I was from and my name, and they're like, well, we want you for our film. I was like, all right, why not?
What made you want to try out for Luna?
When the first book came out, I read it, and I was like, that girl seems so familiar to me. And I was just asking my friends why she seems so familiar, and they're like, she's exactly like you. I'm like, oh, that's why. So, yeah, sometimes you have to hear it from other people to know where you're from.
Yeah, well, I mean, there were a lot of people who went out to audition, so what was it like waiting in line?
Well, I slept most of the line off, but my friend said we were waiting for about 4 hours before we got called in, like 4 or 5 hours. I was like, well, that's not too bad. She's like, of course it wasn't too bad for you. You were sleeping. I was like, yes, sir.
I was just wondering what you thought the general atmosphere was like, what it was like to be around so many other people who were intent on getting this role.
It was, like, I didn't feel actually very nervous, because everyone's so nice. Like, there was, like, this huge group of girls around me, and they're like, so why are you here? I was like, same reason everybody else is. And they're like, well, what's that reason? I was like, I want this. And they're like, well, yeah, but is there any specific reason why you want it? I was like, I don't know, I just want it. So everyone's really nice and friendly, and they don't even think about, like, intimidating you.
How far into the auditioning process did you make it?
Well, we just went through the first round, which was just saying my name from where we're from. And I was like, I wasn't paying attention, actually. I was one of the last girls to say where I was from. And my friend kept on nudging me. She was like, Melissa, it's your turn, it's your turn. I was like, oh! I was like, I'm Melissa, I'm from Oxford. And they're like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah, so that was that. And I was like, okay, I got that situated then.
Well, that's good. One question that we have is about the auditioning process. What exactly was involved? How did they decipher between who was good and who would not fit the part?
Like, basically, well, after we said our names and where we're from, they had a group of us, like small groups of the hundreds or so girls. We walked through, and they walked kind of past us in our group, and they just kind of looked at our faces, and I had a hard time to keep from laughing, because everyone's like just looking at me, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? Am I supposed to laugh, or am I supposed to be serious? So I just kind of smiled and was like, hi, you know.
So you were a bit nervous, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
I have a question regarding Luna's appearance. Could you tell if they were looking for girls who fit the description of having blonde hair and kind of silvery blue eyes, or they kind of letting that slide, figuring that, you know, someone could dye their hair or put in contacts?
Well, my friend that I went with, I thought she looked exactly like her, and I thought she was for sure going to go, like, getting the call. And, 'cause she has really long blonde hair, like dirty blonde hair, not like bright blonde, but dirty blonde. And she has these really big, kind of pale eyes. And then they didn't call her, and I was like, what? Like, they have this process. They look at you and see if you're right for it, but they're kind of looking for your personality, even though you can't really have personality just saying your name or where you're from. And then they kind of were like, well, that girl seems kind of like, alright, this is fine, you know, like, they want somebody that can actually relate to them, and they want someone that girls can relate to. So they kind of look for that as well, because some girls, they didn't look like her. Like, I went and when I came outside, I was waiting for the next group of girls, because one of my friends in the nest, this girl with really dark hair and really dark eyes was like, oh, no. I was like, what? I was like, hey, I got through too. And I was like, there's nothing like her. This is great. So, yeah, everyone's just like, it's not a big deal appearance-wise, but it kind of is, because, you know, they want somebody that looks like her. But they're also kind of like, well, we actually want somebody that girls can relate to, because she has to be kind of like, you know, kind of distant sometimes, but she also has to be someone that girls can relate to.
Right. And do you think you can do that?
Yeah.
Do you think you look like her at the same time?
Well, a tiny bit. Like, I'm more like her in personality than anything, than looking-wise, but, you know.
So where do you go from here? What's next? When do you expect another message from WB?
Well, my dad's actually, he's back in London. He's waiting, and he's going to call me if they call me back. So I was like, okay, Dad, that's fine. And he's like, are you sure you can like stay there with your aunt when you stay here? I said, yeah, I can stay home. And he's like, well, who's going to teach you school? I was like, Aunt Wendy. And I'm like, oh, okay. So my aunt's been teaching me schooling when I was out, and I've been kind of hanging out with my cousins too. So.
How many people were evaluating you while you were, I guess, auditioning? I'm not sure you'd call it an audition since they were mainly looking for an appearance and kind of an aura. But how many people looked at you?
I'd say at some points, like some girls said around 10, and I had around like 7, so I guess around 7 to 10 people.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's depending on which group it was and what time it was.
That's pressure.
Yeah, really, I'd say. So, do you have any final thoughts, such as what you hope to see in the final Luna Lovegood?
Well, I just think whoever they pick, I hope that girls can relate to her, even if it's like not me, because there was lots of girls that wanted to see that. But I hope whoever does get picked, everyone can just say like, she's perfect. So that's what I'm hoping for, no matter what.
Okay, cool. Well, enjoy your time in the States, and thank you for joining us, and best of luck.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much for having me.
It was great talking to you.
Oh, it was great talking to you.
That just about does it for us this week. We hope you enjoyed the show. Once again, I'm Andrew Sims.
I am BenShane.com, EmmaWatson.us, Redcast, all of these things that I'm just spreading myself out here.
I'm Kevin Steck.
I'm Laura Thompson.
I'm Micah Tannenbaum.
And I'm Ciaran Lachlan.
Oh, and everybody
Thanks again for
join us. Hold on. We're not done yet. Everybody, join us next week when we are going to be discussing. I have it, guys. I have the perfect person we're going to discuss. Ron.
Okay.
Ronald Weasley.
Ciaran, thanks for joining us this week. I think we're going to have you on as a regular.
Okay.
People love those foreign dudes.
That they do.
Hey, cool.
We'll see everyone next week for episode 25.
Bente.
Let's say that right?
Bente y Cinco.
No, it's not
Yeah, it
Bente.
is.
Yeah, you pronounce
It's a
V's
V.
like B's. You pronounce V's
I've had
like
5
B's.
or 6 years of
Bente.
Spanish, and we were never taught that.
Not all the time, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
Bente.
Bente.
Like,
25.
good night, everybody. Or morning.
Bye.
What was that kid's name who crossed Cuba to
Emilio.
Hey, this is Ben from New Jersey, and I wanted to tell you guys that I really love your podcast, even though I just started listening to it this year. Okay, keep up the good work. Love Harry Potter. Thanks. Bye.
Hi guys, this is Sam from Maryland. I just want to let you guys know that there's a new podcast in the house, and it's called iMuggle, and we're now on iTunes. So, watch out. I mean, we're not ever going to be as good as you, but still. Please mention us on the show, because we're just that great. Oh, and remember, sporks rule.
Hi, this is Mog here from Georgia. I am, well, pretty much I just turned 12. My birthday was January 11th, so happy late birthday to me. But anyways, I just wanted to say that I love your show, and I listen to it while I do my homework, while on the ride to school, on the ride home from school, and while I am in the bath, and also at night when I'm in bed. So, yeah, and I haven't gotten that far into it because I just pretty much discovered how good it was. So, yeah, bye.
Hey, MuggleCast, this is Sarah from New York. I just wanted to say how upset I am that there's no episode this week, so I hope you make it up next week with a really long 2-hour episode. I know everybody would want it. You guys are amazing. Keep up the great work. And I love the girls on the show. Woohoo! And, yeah.
Hi, my name is Alex. I'm from Ohio. I just wanted to say I love your podcast, and I'm watching it all the time on my iPod. And, I don't have any questions. I just wanted to call and thank you for having it. Thanks. Bye.
Hi, this is Salem from England. Just want to say your show's great. Keep the good work going. Thanks.
Hey, this is Ryan Wachowski from Orange County, California, and I would so like it if you could give a shout out to everyone at RSM Intermediate School. I would just freaking love it. I would love it. And I love your show. You guys are awesome. I love you, Andrew. You're crazy, but I love you. Bye.
That sounds like such a 3-year-old thing.
There are probably plenty of other main characters for her to whack off in Book 7.
Okay. She's gonna whack off these characters.
You just said whack off?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, Micah? Get your head out of the gutter. What is the job of the keeper? Kevin, read these.
What is the job of the Keeper of the Keys? We haven't actually seen Hagrid keep keys since the Sorcerer's Stone. And where did he get Harry's key?
Madison, come over to my house sometime.
I think that would be a little scary, but to meet you,
Why?
I mean, Andrew.
Yeah.
It was
Why?
a little traumatizing for
I
me.
wouldn't want to go to your house either.
Kevin, I remember seeing you walk in through the door of the hotel, and I was like, "That's Kevin Stack? God, he's short."
And he saw me. He saw me, and he's like, "Oh my God, he's huge."
It's true.
I remember he saw me. And the first thing he did, his eyes get really big, and he goes, "You're hot, but you, no, Kevin."
I saw
Kevin.
Ben. I'm like,
Kevin's
holy
eyes are really
crap.
big, and he goes, "Holy crap, you're a lot bigger than I expected."
It's true.
Aww.
Wow.
For such
I
a
don't think
small
Ben's that big.
personality, you're a big person.
Ouch.
Oh.
Ouch.
So anyway, that'll be the blooper. Let's and we got that out of the way at least.
Yeah. Okay.
When you're sick, every minute counts. So don't go anywhere. Go to dispatchhealth.com where high-quality medical care comes directly to you. No getting out of a sick bed. No crazy driving to an emergency room. No endless paperwork. No hospital waiting rooms. Visit dispatchhealth.com to learn about our medical professionals, then make house calls. Dispatch Health is covered by Medicare and most major insurance. Go to dispatchhealth.com.